Shalom, Bob Mendelson here, answering a question today from a man named Yochanan. Yochanan, of course, the Hebrew name for John, but I can't imagine that these questions that came from Yochanan are from a Jewish man. My guess is that he's a Gentile, but the question's the question, so let's answer them. It has to do with Jewish people inheriting the promises that came to Abraham. On what basis, Yochanan wants to know, can the Jewish people access or be assured of the fulfillment of those promises? Is it on ethnicity or on the basis of circumcision? He knocks it back and he'll quote from the book of Galatians. All good, I appreciate that. Here's the issue. Jewish people were promised through Abraham in Genesis 12 and again Genesis 15 to have three things: the promise of a seed, the promise of a blessing, and the promise of land. All of those were given to Abram, and he was supposed to respond. What was his response? Torah? Mitzvahs? No, it was faith. And that was his responsibility then. In Genesis 15, you can read it. Abram believed God, and that faith was reckoned or counted to him in a financial way. Down the ledger, it was counted to him as righteousness. And that is how a man can fulfill or receive the benefits of those promises, by the same faith that Abraham enjoyed and employed. And we see the same thing as you read through the rest of the chapter of Genesis 15, when he's talking about, when he cuts the pieces. You'll see that with the animals cut in half and God seemingly walking through between them. That was a picture of unilateral covenant. That is, a covenant not between two people where they both had responsibilities. God said, I'll do it. I'll make sure this gets done. So how do Jewish people today, how did they back then receive those promises? By faith and by the assurance that God himself would bring it to pass. Shalom.